Welcome to the Curiosity Discovery Point. This is a place where we can discuss a wide range of topics. And this is the first episode. And it's going to be part of a series of me journaling, recording my journals or audio journals of my experience with Robert Monroe's Gateway Experience, Hemi-sync. Discuss the books that he wrote, discussing his journey, his notes, and instructions. I've been listening to or using the Gateway Experience CDs now going on probably about a year. And I tend to go back to like the first few CDs over and over again. And a little bit of background to it. I didn't get into the CDs for the famous out-of-body experience. That part wasn't high on my list. And to give a little bit of background, for a long time I've been into a lot of the arts, heavily into the Hakate scene, Saint Cipriano, or Saint Cyprian, San Cipriano. My family is from the PD region of South Carolina. A lot of conjure and root work runs through the family. I was raised Presbyterian, went to Catholic school, converted to Islam at one point. So a wide range of beliefs, practices, and arts is not too foreign to me. I'm kind of comfortable in the environment. So when I came across Robert Monroe's book, Journeys of the Out of Body, it really caught my interest. And the key thing about it wasn't his out of body experiences that really caught my attention. It was the idea, how do you really train your mind to accept or to know this expanded reality? And that's something I think the Gateway Experience does a good job at training your mind, your body, and your environment. So that way you can know that everything exists and that you are, like his affirmation says, I am more than my physical body because I am more than physical matter. I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. And that first line in that affirmation, and with the training aids of the Gateway Experience, you can really develop yourself to accept and know, not just believe, beyond knowing, not knowing in the sense of you tell yourself you know it, knowing it like you know, how your heart beat without thinking about it. You don't need to confirm that. You don't need validation that your heart is beating. And knowing that you're more than your physical body, truly knowing it to the point where you're not having to think about it, opens up many possibilities. And I think that's the secret to the Gateway Experience and how Robert Monroe laid that foundation out through his experiences through his exploration and his way of using terms that didn't link or remind you of different belief systems or different occult systems. And he could have easily went down a route, especially when he mentioned very briefly the underground scene. He could have easily took what he learned and used some terminologies in there, but not doing that helps the mind detach from our belief systems or feelings that we might have or things that we might think is true out there or we want to be true. So the gateway experience really, when you step back and you look at it as a training ground for the mind and the body and in your environment, it helps you explore a lot more. And with that, you have to have, well, I don't only want to say you or saying how you should do it. Understand this is my opinion and how I go about it. I didn't, when I grab onto the gateway experience, all my other practices, I kind of put it to the side. My other thoughts, so-called beliefs, I kind of put it to the side and reverted back to with no expectations and not trying to confirm anything I believed in. I didn't want to go through this experience and wanted to say, hey, what I'm gaining from that gateway experience will help me understand San Cipriano more or better. Or it can confirm that, yeah, we can do certain unnatural things or supernatural things. I really wanted to focus on my foundational understanding of it all. And as soon as I started working with the gateway experience, it started to open up a lot. The less expectations I put into it, the more I started to discover. And I think that was a key thing with Robert Monroe. I think he went into this pretty much with no expectations. And just so happened his experience was, the out-of-body experience. And he kind of followed through that track and grown. As when you go through the books, you notice that his experiences were, certain aspects of it changed from book to book. But that kind of proved the whole concept of, I am more than my physical body. And I can perceive things which is, greater than the physical world. So, with my journey with it and what I gained from it, was that everything is possible. I learned that all religions are true, all belief systems are true. Whatever you think is true, your dreams, what do you create with your imagination? All of it's true in this expanded world that the gateway experience opened you up to. I put a lot more emphasis on the first word in that, the gateway, than the experience. Because the key is the gateway. Once you unlock that lock and you choose to push that gate open, now you're faced with everything. It's like if someone gives you a box as a gift and they tell you, when you pull that ribbon and you open that box, everything is in there. Everything comes out. Now you're faced with all possibilities. And the beauty of it all is that you can't experience all of it. That's probably impossible. But when you don't have any expectations, it becomes a surprising delight because you don't know what energy systems or entities or guides or whatever is going to approach you. You don't know what your expanded self is going to do as you go through these exercises and these meditations and these thought processes and the changes in your behavior. It becomes an amazing journey. And it goes beyond the CDs. It goes beyond the guided meditations. Hopefully in more recordings I can give more detail on how I use the CDs. And I use other Hemi-sync CDs as supplements. They have some pretty good additions that work well for me. But going back to that affirmation that, I am more than my physical body because I am more than physical matter, and I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. It's something that really unlocks a lot of locks that you're going to be faced. It's kind of like the master key. Once you truly get it and you truly know focus level 10, when you truly understand it, when you're able to define it in yourself and be able to get into the focus level 10, you really start to grow. And experience like the out of body, it's kind of, that part is it's different for each person. I think a lot of people romanticize, leaving their body, go visiting other countries, other places. It's like a trip. It's like getting away. But there's so much more to that, to the affirmation. So much more to focus level 10. That I suggest, if you're doing it for the out-of-body experience, put a pause on that and do it for no expectations. But do it with a positive mindset, though. When you go in there, you go in for a positive experience to grow. And also a little note, positive experience don't always mean a comfortable experience. This journey can be uncomfortable at times. It can be, it can generate a little bit of anxiety. It comes with its challenges because it's a lot of work. Not just sitting there listening to CDs and working hard to get yourself in the right mind state, but a lot change when you open-minded and when you're going in it to grow. Because you can say you're more than your physical body, but just because you say it doesn't mean that you truly believe it in your heart, in your mind. But once you start really feeling it, and you start to know that it's true, your days will change. Your waking hours will change. Your dreams will be different. Synchronicities will be more apparent. Then the work starts to come in. When you say you're more than your physical body, that doesn't mean your physical body is not important. The one thing the Gateway Experience taught me, and Robert Monroe taught me through his books, is that it's all important. It's not that this physical body is a temporary thing that, you're in it for a little while and boom, it's gone. It's not the physical world versus the spirit world. It's all interconnected. and every aspect has its own laws. So, work could come into this more than just sitting there meditating and listening to the audio. You do got to take steps to take care of yourself physically, and mentally, and that can be a challenge. Sometimes you can have challenges just to cut time out to listen to the audio. But once you realize it's more than that, you realize every second throughout the day, you're on the journey. You're training your mind. You're changing the way you think. You start to lean more on your emotions, understanding your emotions. You start to understand your triggers and how to control your thoughts and your emotions. Another important part of the gateway experience that was key is the non-verbal communication. Using your imagination to come up with images for certain words that you hear, or phrases, or when you're having a conversation with someone, or you're reading, generate images in your mind that reflects what you're reading, reflects the words. This is a good training tool that Hemi-sync has provided us. It helps out a lot too when you working on your emotions and your intuition. But it comes with its challenges because this is stuff you do throughout the day, not just when you pop the CD in and you put your headsets on. To get the most out of it, you do gotta put the work in between and throughout the day, because it's life changing when you get into this. And I might not be a super religious person, but I could see where having some kind of foundational belief system is good. It kind of can give you a point of reference when things start to, grow, and you start to experience not so normal things in between your sessions and during your sessions. The belief system can be like an anchor for you, so that way at least you have something you can grab onto when you feel kind of disoriented or out of whack. But I definitely need to, I will try to do more audio journaling, be a little more organized in future recordings. I guess to wrap it up and summarize it all is go in the gateway experience with no expectations, but with a positive mindset. Be grateful, thankful. Read Robert Moreau's books. Reading is like reading a story. He brings you through the adventure, but he gives a lot of little bit. He drops some nuggets here and there in his writings. I've been through the audiobooks multiple times and read it a couple times, and each time something new pops up. He might mention it once or twice. Certain things he do, and understand that he was going through this, with no reference, no internet like we have nowadays. And finding other people probably was a challenge. And approach it like how he approached it. As new territory, and your mind will open up, and you will experience some wonderful things. And and also a lot of things you're going to experience is going to be small little things, but these little tiny things are heavy. They are amazing. Some of it's going to be short as far as time wise, or you might experience something small, and later in the day or 2 days later, it's going to come back around. You're going to realize, wow, there's more out there. So appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. Enjoy yourself and take care.